Tonight on DC News Now at 4, flight cuts growing for major airlines in our area.
I mean, knowing that it's also around the holidays, it's just really disheartening.
Just a bit of worry if it does end up being canceled or delayed.
From Baltimore to Reagan, we're monitoring impacts travelers are seeing. Plus, we're stretching your dollar as you make your holiday travel plans, helping you navigate all the uncertainty during this government shutdown.
It's a rivalry renewed tonight at the Xfinity Center. Maryland and Georgetown facing off for the first time in nearly a decade in a rivalry that dates back over a century. Terps hoping for good luck tonight at home. As you know, here in College Park, they rub the turtle nose for good luck.
DC's top federal prosecutor shutting down reports of an investigation into Mayor Muriel Bowser. We're hearing from the mayor herself and breaking down the reports fueling those rumors.
Then showers working their way into the DMV tonight. Meteorologist David Matson is tracking the timing and a slight warm-up.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And good afternoon. I'm Elisa Gale. Well, the government shutdown is now in its 38th day. The Senate voting again on the House passed funding bill and it failing again for the 15th time.
And today, the Trump administration trying to delay paying out SNAP payments after a judge ordered them to do so. Now the administration is asking the federal appeals court to block that order and allow them to continue with its initial partial payments for the month. The judge's order gave them until today to send funding to states to pay out full monthly SNAP benefits. The administration asking to suspend that order that requires it to spend more money than is available in a contingency fund.
And right now, travelers, they're bracing for flight delays and cancellations amid this shutdown. This morning, airports nationwide scaling back operations due to staffing shortages.
We have team coverage this afternoon. DC News Now's Basil John joins us from Reagan National on the impacts we're seeing there. And he has a report coming up the next half hour.
But first, let's head over to our DC News Now, Liberty Simmons, who's at Baltimore Washington International Airport there. Good afternoon, Liberty.
Good afternoon, Annalisa and Mark. So far, the TSA lines here at BWI have been relatively short. However, FlightAware is reporting nearly 80 delays and more than 20 cancellations. Not as bad as other airports in the region. However, those numbers keep rising.
I mean, knowing that it's also around the holidays, it's just really disheartening.
Hundreds of flights across the country have been cut by airlines at major airports as the FAA forces a 10% cut in flights because of the shutdown in an effort to reduce pressure on air traffic controllers.
I can truly understand why they have to cut down because the government being closed. And it's for safety. I look at it as a safety issue.
Gina flew in from Nashville and said her airline has been keeping passengers as informed as possible.
No delays, no cancellation. I flew with Delta and they were up to date. They told us recommend stay on email, check your email and download the app.
At BWI, Southwest Airlines canceled 4% of flights according to FlightAware.com, while United canceled 8%. Airlines are expected to ramp up cancellations to 10% reductions next week. Passengers like Joanna are worried about how the reductions will affect their Thanksgiving travels ahead.
You know, as a society, we depend on our government, and to see that, you know, they're kind of shutting doors, literally, it makes things really feel uneasy. Like, what's next?
Well, the FAA says that these cuts will remain in place until their safety data improves. For now, live here in Baltimore, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
Thank you. And just a quick correction. We want to make a note that we're still waiting for a vote on whether or not the shutdown will end on this Friday. All right, well, still to come for anyone feeling the impacts of the holiday travel rush amid uncertainty linked to the government shutdown. We're stretching your dollar with how you can protect yourself and create a backup plan in case of an emergency.
Meantime, Maryland Governor Wes Moore today announcing more resources to help federal workers. And that includes a second loan for essential employees working without pay and free transit for federal workers on transit services like local buses, light rail, and Metro.
For up to $1,400 in financial support $1,400 to make sure they can get the food that they need. On behalf of 6.5 million Marylanders, I would just simply say this: do your job. Pick up the phone. Get the deal done.
Well, the governor also adding that he's signing an executive order to direct more than $10 million toward energy assistance for low-income Marylanders and for continuing coverage, and also for information available about resources to those impacted. And to see how local officials are responding, head to our website, dcnewsnow.com.
And in the district now, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser signing an emergency juvenile curfew legislation today was passed by D.C. Council on Tuesday after several weekends of mass teen disturbances. One of those was recorded on Halloween weekend in Navy Yard. The mayor's office saying curfew zones will be in effect as needed at the discretion of the police chief.
All right, the weekend underway for so many people in the region. Let's head over to meteorologist Damon Matson with a first look at our forecast.
Yeah, Damon, things could change here in the next 24 hours.
It certainly will, as we're already seeing the signs of that out there. Cloud cover has been increasing throughout the afternoon. The wind has picked back up again, and after a very cold start to the day, we're seeing temperatures surging up through the 60s. And a big part of that warm up is because of the winds that have kicked right back up. We had some calmer conditions for a very brief time last night, but here you go. We're seeing those wind gusts up around 25 to 30 miles per hour coming directly out of the south this afternoon, and all of this wind is ushering in the warmth and the moisture needed for a cold front that is on its way toward us. It's knocking on the doorstep as we get into the evening time here, and there you go. It has quite the line of showers attached to it, unlike the recent fronts we've had this week. We are in for a little bit of rainfall tonight. A few of those showers are already starting to show up across the mountains of Garrett County and far western Maryland. It's going to take a little bit more time, but yes, eventually that wet weather will be arriving and sweeping across the entire region. Now, through the 7-8 o'clock hour, it stays dry for the majority of us. Now, west of I-81, as we just saw there, there's likely to be some rainfall already by that point in the evening. But as we head a little bit later into your Friday nights, more likely around 9, 10, 11 p.m., that line of rain showers will be crossing through the rest of the region. So if you have plans to be out tonight, certainly grab the rain jacket and the umbrellas. But the thing is, that rain's going to be out of here by Saturday morning. So how are things looking after we kick this front out and get into the rest of the weekend? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. And developing now, D.C.'s top federal prosecutor says Mayor Muriel Bowser is not under investigation after some conflicting reports over an alleged federal investigation into one of her trips overseas.
Today, the mayor also denying reports of an investigation into her and her team over a 2023 trip to Doha and Dubai.
Yeah, DC News Now's Randy Bass was there as the mayor took some questions this afternoon at an event this morning. She's joining us live outside the mayor's office at the Wilson Building with more on this. Good afternoon, Randy.
Yes, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro denying those reports earlier today, telling us there is no investigation. Mayor Bowser taking questions about those conflicting reports earlier today. She also says there is no investigation, and her office hasn't been subpoenaed or contacted for any documents about that 2023 overseas trip. Mayor Muriel Bowser responding to those conflicting reports Friday morning.
I am not under investigation. I have not been contacted by any federal officials about investigating me.
D.C. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro echoing that in a statement to D.C. News Now, after the New York Times first published an article Thursday evening claiming federal prosecutors are looking into a trip the mayor took using funds from Qatar and reporting, quote, the investigation was based on potential violations of bribery or campaign finance laws. Not long after that news broke, Axios publishing its own report saying a Trump administration official told them there is no federal investigation, with that official blaming the rumor of the investigation on a disgruntled fired FBI agent. The mayor asked this morning if she'd been given any explanation as to where allegations of an investigation came from.
I have checked our lawyers, and we have a regular kind of chain of who talks to who, and we have not been contacted. Not related to me or to anybody else as I'm aware. and I have no explanation from federal officials about what happened.
Thursday night, the mayor's office responded to DC News Now's request for comment with documents showing that Qatari officials paid $61,000 for the trip, along with donation documentation filed later on. The mayor says she was in Doha to promote DC as a destination for investment, and later in Dubai for the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference. The U.S. Conference of Mayors donated more than $43,000 for that trip. Now, the mayor's office tells us that there was at one point a staff error, a lack of a donation agreement for some of those expenses for her travels overseas, but tells us that paperwork was later correctly submitted. In Northwest, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thank you. Also in Northwest DC, 2 boys escaping serious injuries during a fire because their bedroom door was closed. DC Fire and EMS says the fire happened just after 9:30 this morning in the 4000 block of 14th Street in Northwest. Fire officials say the fire started in the basement. The 2 boys were rescued, and the fire department says their closed bedroom door prevented that heat and smoke from entering their room. Both kids were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. DC Council member Janice Lewis George reporting that both of them are okay. A man was also taken to the hospital.
An update on Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels. Head coach Dan Quinn announced today that Daniels will not need surgery on his left elbow and says that there is no ligament damage. Now, this comes after Daniels dislocated his elbow during the Commanders' loss on Sunday to the Seahawks. It's still uncertain if he will return to action this season. Meanwhile, the 3-6 Commanders will face the Detroit Lions Sunday at Northwest Stadium. Kickoff is at 4:25. Certainly good news for Commanders fans.
Yes, because that was really tough to watch for a lot of fans, and many were wondering what will happen next. So good to see that there's some good news there.
Yeah, because the concern, Annalisa, was that the damage would have been was more severe.
Yes.
And that's obviously not the case. So his recovery is certainly expected, and at some point he'll be back in uniform.
Yeah, hopefully you'll rest up. Well, President Trump is now reportedly going to the Commanders game as well, so we'll keep track of that throughout the weekend and let you know what happens there.
And coming up, a
trial regarding the viral video of firefighters flooding a baseball field over the summer. The details inside that courtroom.
And still to come, how Virginia's first responders continue to give back in Jamaica following that devastating storm. And later, leaders in Frederick, Maryland expanding relief to food banks as they see increases in need. Why they say it's critical.